Hello everyone, my name is Aubrey. Today I've got a book haul for you guys. So I haven't done a book haul in I don't know how long. I'm scared to even look at how long ago my last book haul was. I know it was a long time ago because I have books like stacked all over my apartment waiting to be hauled. And the thing is that there are just too many to put into one video, so I'm going to split this up into a couple of videos. Today, I am hauling all of the normal books that I've bought, as well as some graphic novels. By normal books, I just mean not special editions. I thought that I would just put all of those into their own video because there are so many. And then I think I'm also gonna have to do a third one for all the manga that I've bought, because I've bought a lot of manga. I'll give you snippets, I'll give you vibes. There will probably not be anything too in-depth for any of these. So let's just try to get through them. I really don't want this video to be too long because I know the next video is going to be really long. So first off, I have Daughter of the Forest by Juliette Marillier, and I have just heard such fantastic things about Juliette Marillier. I've really been wanting to get into her books, and when I saw this beautiful hardcover edition at my local used bookstore for $5, I bought it. I know that she writes fantasy romance. I know that it's very cottagecore, I don't know, like old school fantasy. That's kind of the vibe that I get. So yeah, I am excited to read this, get into Juliette Marillier. Let me know if this is a good place to start with her, because she's got a bunch of different series and I'm not actually super sure where to start. Okay, next up I have two books. I've got The Mime Order and The Song Rising by Samantha Shannon. These are books 2 and 3 of the Bone Season series? That's not what it's called. What's it called? Oh yeah, maybe it's just The Bone Season. The Bone Season 1, The Bone Season 2. Okay, the Bone Season series. I don't have a copy of the Bone Season. I did. At one point I had both the first book and the second book, and then the series got a cover change and I got really ticked off and I sold those copies because I figured, well, fine, I'll just collect them in paperback or something. But then they changed their minds and now they're printing them in this original style, except this one just isn't gonna match. So that's just beyond frustrating, but whatever. I found these both for $5. I decided to pick them up. They're in really good condition, nice hardcovers, and maybe they'll do some kind of reprint for this, or someone somewhere will come out with some alternative dust jackets so they'll all match. Make my dreams come true. This is like a dystopian fantasy series. I think it's kind of urban fantasy-ish. I know we're following a character who is a clairvoyant and she's illegal because she has these powers and she gets taken, and that's what I know. This is going to be a really long series and the books come out just at a snail's pace. So I don't think I'll be reading these anytime soon. For those of you who don't know, I tend to like to wait until an entire series is out, but yeah, I don't mind collecting books in the meantime, and I'll be on the lookout for book 1 and book 4. Okay, next I have two books in the same series. I've got Cytonic, which is book 3 in the Skyward Quartet, and then I've also got Skyward Flight, and this is just a collection of short stories and novellas, not all of which are even written by Brandon Sanderson, which is kind of interesting. I have read Skyward. I read it a couple of years ago. I really enjoyed it. It's about this young girl who's living on this planet or a moon or something, and this entire culture sort of revolves around piloting little spaceships. It's because there's this alien race that lives up in the clouds and they come down and attack, so there has to be a good, armada to sort of combat that threat. And we're following this girl Spensa, and her father was a pilot, and one day when the aliens came down, he bailed and everybody named him a coward. She and her family have had to live with that stain on their family, and she is really determined to become a pilot herself and to prove them all wrong, basically, all the people who've been looking down on her and making fun of her. And then there's kind of also this mystery of well, did her father really desert because he was a really brave guy and she just doesn't think he would have done that. So there's kind of this like ongoing mystery of like what really happened that day, and what was really going on. And I don't know, it was good. So I am just collecting the series for now. I'm waiting for that final book to be out so I can just binge read these. Unfortunately, I haven't heard such good things about books 2 and 3. Kind of sucks, but I don't know. We'll see. I feel like Brandon Sanderson really knows how to stick a landing, so hopefully that last book will be better received and I'll feel better about reading these. Okay, so next up I have Full Throttle by Joe Hill. This is a collection of short stories, novellas. I don't know too much about this. My fiance and I are on a quest to collect all of the Stephen King hardcovers that we can, and we also quite enjoy Joe Hill, who is his son, if you didn't know. We both read Lock and Key a couple of years ago, which was excellent. So, but I haven't read any, I don't know, like proper prose by Joe Hill yet. So looking forward to getting to this someday. And then next up we have Fairy Tale. I've still got the price tag on it. I should take that off. I think we just picked this up at Sam's, you know, where they have like the discount books. I think that's where we got this. Yeah, this is the newest King book. I've been meaning to get to it and I haven't yet. My fiance has read it. He really enjoyed it. I think I will too. So I'll read you the tagline for this one. Legendary storyteller Stephen King goes into the deepest well of his imagination in this spellbinding novel about a 17-year-old boy who inherits the keys to a parallel world where good and evil are at war and the stakes could not be higher for that world or ours. Yeah, I really like the cover for this one as well. It's just, it looks like a big old eye, but it's like a spiral staircase. I don't know, it's cool design work. Next up I have a book that I ordered on eBay. It was supposed to come in like very good condition. I would say that it's not very good condition, I guess, to my standards, but I don't know. It's Nevermore by Jessica Townsend, and it's the UK hardcover. These are really hard to come across, so I know I should just be happy to have one. I found this for like a really good price, and I think it was for a non-profit, so I don't know, but like the pages are kind of all weathered and bending, and I can't tell if the spine is supposed to look like this or if it's like really sun damaged. So yeah, I'm still not super sure how I feel about this, but the reason I really wanted this edition is because underneath the dust jacket is this cool hidden cover, and this at the very least looks fine. The naked hardcover looks totally fine. It's really cool. I'll show you a close-up of it. Yeah, I brought one of my, because I had the US editions as well. I bought those before starting to collect the UK ones, and I brought those home to my parents. We started like reading them out loud. So we're like maybe halfway through this first book, and I've really been enjoying it. It's very whimsical. It's like got some Harry Potter vibes, but it's still its own thing, and I just really like it so far. So if you like whimsical fantasy middle grade, I would recommend this. We're following this young girl named Morgan Crow who was like born on eventide or some very unlucky day, and that makes her like a very unlucky person, and everyone in her hometown just like blames her for anything that goes wrong. Like a dog bites you, it's Morgan's fault. You tripped in the grocery store, it's Morgan's fault. Like anything that goes wrong is her fault. Worst of all, she's like destined to die on her 12th birthday or 13th birthday. And before that can happen, she's whisked off by this very mysterious man named Jupiter North, who's just like dripping with whimsy. He shows up, he saves her, he whisks her away to this other magical world where she's got to compete in some trials so that hopefully she gets to stay in this magical place and not go home and die. It's a good time. Okay, next up, this one is technically a special edition, but I didn't get it from like a subscription box. I just found it in my local used bookstore. It's an Owl Crate edition. This is Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I saw this edition while I was shopping, and it was the same price as all the others, and I just thought that it would be cool to have. It's got like this magenta background as opposed to, I think blue is like what the original cover was. Anyway, Legendborn. People really love Legendborn. This is like a YA dark academia fantasy book. I don't know how long this series is supposed to be, actually. So I don't know if it's like a trilogy or a quartet, or if it's just supposed to go on and on. But yeah, I heard great things. And looking forward to it one day. Okay, and then the last of the books before I get on to the graphic novels, I have got Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After, both by Stephanie Garber. All I know about this series is that it's like a whimsical YA romance, and that you're supposed to read it after the Caraval trilogy. I mean, I think you can read it on its own, but it'll like spoil the ending of Caraval, so if you want to read Caraval, you should read it first. I'm kind of on the fence about that. I haven't really decided. But I just really wanted the UK editions of these. I think they're so stunning. I ordered this one first because when you pre-order, these like first editions come with this like stunning foiling on the cover. And I had missed out on the first book, and I was feeling really bummed that I had missed out on the first book, the first printing of the first book with the foiling. So I went ahead and ordered this one so that it would come with the foiling. And then I decided to just like check Mercari, you know, just to see if anybody had any of these left. And wouldn't you know, somebody was selling one for a pretty good price. I mean, I paid a little more than standard price, but it is really, really pretty. I'm very happy to have it. I just think these editions all around are very beautiful. And I love whimsical fantasy. That's like my very, very favorite kind of fantasy. So I am excited to read these. I think these will be right up my alley. However, I will be waiting for that third book because apparently this one ends on a hell of a cliffhanger. I saw a lot of people online being very upset with how that one ended. So yeah. Okay, and then lastly, I've got some graphic novels. I'm going to try to go through these pretty quickly. First up, I've got Heartstopper Volume 1. I read all of Heartstopper online this past in 2022, and I fell in love with it. I think it's just, I don't know, it's just full of wholesome goodness. It's terrific. So yeah, I'm collecting the physical editions. I've been trying to find them without the ugly Netflix sticker, so I was able to find this one, and I'm glad for that. So I will be keeping an eye out for the others as well. Next, I have the Tea Dragon Tapestry by Kay O'Neill. I read the first volume of this. I think it's just called the Tea Dragon Society, again last year, and I just fell in love with it. It's so just whimsical and wholesome. They're really short, so I don't really want to go into what they're about because they're like teeny tiny. I mean, but it's just like really, really sweet. A world where little dragons like have tea leaves and tea flowers that you can like prune off of them and make tea with. It's just like really, really cute. Yeah. And then also I have Princess and Princess Ever After, also by Kay O'Neill. This again looks really cute and I'm excited to read it. Next I have the Storyteller Shapeshifters. I've talked a lot about the Storytellers series on my channel before. These are based off of like an old 80s show called The Storyteller from Jim Henson, and they're basically just these like short stories based around like mythical creatures. This one is Shapeshifters. And then for Christmas I got this absolutely stunning book. This doesn't really count as a graphic novel, but I just wanted to include it anyway. This is the Dark Crystal Bestiary, and it's just like it's just that it's a bestiary. It's got all the whimsical magical creatures from the Dark Crystal books and movies and show and just like the whole world. It's really stunning. The artwork is this like sketchy watercolor goodness that's just really, really pretty, and it's just a very enjoyable book to flip through, and I'm in love with it. Okay, next I have Monstrous Volume 2. This is still sealed. I haven't even opened it yet. I have yet to read Monstrous 1. When it comes to these like big graphic novel hardcovers, it's best to pick them up when you can, since when they go out of print, they tend to skyrocket in price. So I just wanted to go ahead and grab this. I am looking forward to Monstrous. I'm not like fully sure what Monstrous is about. Again, it's one of those books where like I read the synopsis, but I can't sort of fully grasp what it is. I am looking forward to it. I've heard great things about it. Okay, and then the next ones are all in the same series. I've got Descender Volume 1 of this like hardcover. Again, these are all still shrink wrapped. I haven't opened them. Descender 2, and then Ascender, which is, I think, the sequel series. I have heard just excellent things about Descender. I know we're following like a little AI boy who I think is like searching for his family because he used to, I think, be a companion for like a real little boy, like a human little boy, and so he's like trying to find his family, but he might also hold some secrets. I don't know. If you've read the series, I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna read the back here. 10 years after planet-sized robots called Harvesters appeared and wreaked havoc across the galaxy, a young android named Tim-21 wakes to find that all robots have been outlawed. But Tim may hold the secrets to the Harvesters in his machine DNA, and he quickly becomes the most wanted robot in the universe. With bounty hunters and threats lurking at every turn, Tim embarks on a mind-blowing adventure through the stars, along with his robot dog Bandit and the lumbering mining droid Driller. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to these. I love a good sci-fi, and I've been wanting to get into more like sci-fi graphic novels since, I don't know, I don't really see that many of them. Okay, so that was it for my book haul part 1. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching. Please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more from me. I hope to see you next time. Bye.